Most people think every cop just carries a Glock and calls it a day, but if you've ever seen what really happens when things go sideways, you know that's dead wrong. I used to believe the hype too, until I caught myself looking at a veteran officer's holster and realized he was running something nobody talks about online. There's a reason for that. What I'm about to show you isn't just another list. It's the real lineup of pistols trusted by US police who can't afford a second chance. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact guns officers are betting their lives on in 2026, and why some so-called legends are quietly getting tossed aside behind closed doors. You'll hear the story of a pistol that nearly cost a cop his badge, and the surprise pick that's changing minds across the country. If you think you know what makes the cut, think again, because this list might just shake your trust in everything you've heard. Departments still trust the Sig Sauer P226 because it doesn't change under stress. Some folks say this gun is too heavy, too old school, past its prime. You only hear that from people who haven't worked a December night when your life's on the line and backup is nowhere close. Officers who've worked the rough blocks of Philly or Houston know when the radio screams and rounds start flying, the Legion's weight isn't a burden, it's the anchor they trust to keep them alive. Last December, a veteran I know was caught in a raid gone bad. Suspect firing wild, drywall exploding, every cop in that kitchen fighting for cover. He told me afterward, with hands still shaking, that everything slows down in moments like that. There's no time to doubt your gear. The Legion came up steady, no stutter, 2 clean shots, threat over. In that second, nobody cared about trends, specs, or weight. They cared about walking away alive. Nobody picks the Legion for fun or flash. It's for nights when you feel your own heartbeat in your ears and need a sidearm you'd trust with your life, not just your job. In 2026, ask the cops still running it. They'll tell you straight, when you put your life on the line, trust isn't just a word, it's a gun. The CZ P10C isn't loud, but officers running it don't care about noise. They care about what's in their hand when everything goes sideways. In 2026, you're seeing more small departments. Gonzales County in Texas, Liberty PD in Missouri, Mineral Wells quietly moved to the P10C. Not for hype, not from some shiny ad, but because when a call turns ugly, this is the pistol they trust with their lives. I heard it first from Sergeant James out of Laredo, standing outside his cruiser after a double shift. He looked me dead in the eye and said, "If I have to stake my life on something that won't choke, this is the one." That's why rural and plainclothes officers are passing up the big brands and betting it all on CZ. Midnight shift, storm coming, nerves shot. This gun just keeps running. Clean trigger. Smooth follow-ups, no drama when rain's pouring, or your hands shake from adrenaline. You'll hear it from the guys in busted-up houses and muddy alleys. The P10C doesn't care about conditions, it just works. This pistol isn't here for flash or reputation. It's here for the officers who can't afford a mistake. The ones who trust a sidearm with their lives. Quiet, steady, unbreakable. And if you think that's rare, wait for the next pick. Sometimes trust comes with a whole lot of noise. Right after New Year's, I found myself out of town, just tagging along with an old friend on a late shift. No plan to shoot, no big expectations, just catching up after the holidays, riding along, watching paperwork get swapped for coffee runs and half-zip jackets. We were leaning against a cruiser talking about nothing when the radio cracked, and the mood flipped from lazy to business. No panic, no big scene. My buddy just slid into the driver's seat, settled, and when his hand landed on his sidearm, the draw was automatic, smooth. No hitch, like he'd done it 1,000 times in his sleep. No fiddling with the belt, no double check, just one clean motion, and he was out the door. Later, when things calmed down, I asked him why the Glock 43X MOS. He didn't bother with a speech, just looked at me and said, "I don't think about it. That's the point. When my life's on the line, I need a gun that disappears until I need it, then does exactly what I ask." You can see this Glock show up in real police holsters. Not because it's flashy or famous, because trust, when it really counts, is about not having to second-guess anything. And that's what keeps you breathing. Friday night, cold as a razor, out past the edge of town, nothing but a tired diner, a busted gas pump, and a jail that reeks of bleach and sweat. Deputy Martinez is running solo. The only thing between him and a loaded shotgun is the Ruger Security 9 on his hip. The radio goes off. A domestic, out on County Road 7. Martinez pulls up to a trailer, porch light swinging wild. Screams, leaking into the dark. Before he can even unbuckle, a man staggers out, wild-eyed, shotgun waving. Nearest backup's 15 minutes away. Martinez doesn't shout, doesn't warn twice. The Ruger clears leather, steady, silent, all business. Drop it. The man hesitates. The air's tight enough to choke. One move and it breaks loose. Martinez fires. Shotgun hits dirt. The scream that follows disappears into the trees. No one talks about it. No news, no fanfare, just Martinez alive and the Ruger riding silent all the way home. That's what trust looks like on a dead-end road. No theory, no backup, just a pistol that refuses to quit when there's no one else coming. And if you think trust is earned in silence, wait till you see what happens when the next gun hits the street. Some reputations don't stay quiet for long. If you've watched my videos for a while, you already know I've got history with the FN 509 series. But what I heard last month from a friend at Harris County Sheriff's Office took it to another level. No rumors, no field test, just a quiet word that the department finally signed the order. The FN 509 MR is now the sidearm their deputies are betting their lives on. This isn't some marketing move. When a Texas sheriff's office with real skin in the game drops money on a pistol, they're not chasing trends, they're making sure their people walk away at the end of a shift. Years of arguing, months of dragging these pistols through the mud. And still, the 509 MRD-LE earned its spot. Not by being pretty, not by being cheap, but by surviving everything a deputy could throw at it. I always respected the tactical. Maybe thought it was too much gun for most folks. But when an entire department puts their lives on the line with this pistol, no backup guaranteed, no margin for error, it makes you rethink what enough really means. Think a department contract is always the last word on trust? Wait till you see what comes next. Some reputations are built outside the spotlight. Day after Christmas, I'm sitting on a cold range bench, just watching the few officers left on the line, unwinding. Not much talking, just brass hitting concrete and smoke hanging low. I spot Officer Elena Vasquez, sleeves rolled up, M&P 9 2.0 compact in her hands. Still tense from a shift that clearly didn't end with a coffee run. Curiosity gets the best of me. I lean over. Why trust that one? No sales pitch, no badge polishing, just a sharp look. And then she starts talking. Wilkinson Boulevard. Late at night. Gas station lit up. Masked guy inside, clerk frozen. Cruiser hits the lot, tires screaming. And Elena steps out, calm as cold steel. Hand on her M&P like it's grafted on. Suspect fires first. Glass shatters. Elena's voice cuts through the chaos, chasing him through a tight alley. He clears a fence, turns with the gun half raised. 2 shots, clean and fast. 1 to the leg, 1 to the arm. He's down. Weapon gone. When backup finally storms in, the clerk's alive, perp's bleeding, Elena's standing over both. Later, someone asks if the M&P still earns its keep. She just wipes sweat from her brow. Every damn night. That's what trust really looks like. No drama, no noise, just a pistol that always brings you home. And if you think calm wins every fight, the next gun proves sometimes you need a sidearm that owns the entire room the second it clears leather. Late shift. Storm rolling in, the city running loud. It's 2026, and I'm catching up with a patrol out near Dallas, radio popping, calls stacking, everyone on edge. The PDP isn't sneaking onto duty belts anymore, it's storming in, from Dallas to Detroit, and the officers who run it don't bother whispering why. Calls keep flying in, shots fired, barricades, traffic stops gone bad. Over and over, it's the PDP that's clearing leather. Steady and loud when things go sideways. You hear it from the field, not the forums. A lieutenant in Phoenix told me, flat, "It's not a toy. When I'm stepping into something hot, I know where every round's going." Deputy in Nashville after a raid. When the PDP comes up, the room listens. It's not just specs or hype, it's the snap, the feel, the way it keeps calm in chaos that makes seasoned cops quit comparing and start trusting. Wet, dirty, running on fumes, it delivers every damn time. The old guys grumble, but the younger crowd, sold. The shift is happening right now, and it's not slowing down. The Walther PDP isn't waiting for permission. It's kicking the door down, making space in every department that values staying alive in 2026 over staying loyal to old names. Most folks miss the truth. Ask around and you'll hear it's all about firepower. But real trust is built on accuracy and reliability. And if you think you know what matters, the next gun on this list is about to turn that belief inside out. It's 2026 and I saw it with my own eyes. Funny how cops will trash a new pistol until it's the only thing standing between them and disaster. That's how the Echelon slid in. No hype, no bragging, just quiet confidence. Earning respect where it counts. It happened on a busted narcotics sweep in Houston. 2 plainclothes, 2 uniforms. Dead-end street that stank of heat and regret. Suspect stood his ground, hand sunk deep in his hoodie. Face unreadable. He didn't run, just stared like he was weighing his last move. The air was thick with that feeling, like you're waiting for a spark. Then he twitches. One of the uniforms, an old hand, draws. The Echelon barks once. That's it. Clean, fast, no show. Suddenly the suspect's on the pavement, guns skidding away, and the world goes quiet. Nobody cheers. Nobody brags. Just that long, heavy silence after something bad almost happened but didn't. That's why the Echelon matters. It doesn't flinch, doesn't freeze, and it keeps you breathing until you're back home. Folks can argue brands all they want, but when sweat's drying on your neck and your heart's still hammering, only one thing matters. Will your pistol pull through when your life's in the balance? And if you think this is where it ends, the bonus picks coming up prove that trust sometimes hides in the guns you'd least expect. You want to know who runs the VP9? It's the quiet ones, working nights, while the city pretends to sleep and the real trouble comes out. I saw it in 2025 on the hips of Cops Out, where backup's always a promise, never a guarantee. Alley calls, parking lot standoffs, houses black as pitch. You can taste the tension, but the VP9 just rides silent, waiting for its moment. Ask the uniformed guys, and you get that low, steady answer. It don't miss. No marketing talk, no debates. Just a nod and the kind of look that means everything. One told me about a roadhouse fight. Crowd out of control. 2 suspects waving guns. The VP9 cleared leather, sights locked, and the chaos stopped dead. Clean, fast, no fanfare. Just another night that could have turned into a nightmare. That's the VP9. Not a headline gun, not for show-offs. It's for the ones who hold the city together when nobody's watching, who trust their lives to a pistol that doesn't need applause, only results. We've been stuck on specs and stats for the next bonus pick. That one's about walking away alive when every odd is stacked against you. Last November, after a friend's kid's birthday party wound down, he motioned me into the kitchen. No badge, just a dad dropping his guard. That's when he shared the kind of story you don't tell with a crowd around. He was working nights earlier that year. Cold, wet, city barely awake. Call comes in. Shots fired. Suspicious car. Lights out on the block. He rolls up. APX A1 holstered. Adrenaline on a hair trigger. 2 shadows jump from the car. One waving a pistol. The other screaming threats. Backup's 5 minutes out. He's got seconds. The Beretta clears leather, smooth, and fast. The first guy fires wild, bullets hammering the fence. My friend steadies, breathes, sights up, drops the shooter with 1 clean shot. The second suspect freezes. His gun hits the ground, hands up high. By the time backup arrives, it's finished. No parade, no headlines, just a drive home, a sleeping kid, and a pistol that did its job when nothing else would. He tapped the APX A1, gave a tired grin, and said, "Only thing that didn't flinch when my life was on the line." Even with Glock's new V-Series starting to show up, the 19 Gen 5 is still everywhere in 2026. Trust doesn't retire with a new release. This pistol is riding hips from big cities to back roads because it keeps bringing cops home. There's no secret sauce here. The Glock 19. Gen 5 isn't pretty, and it doesn't care. When you're rolling calls at 3 a.m., bad street lights, and worse neighborhoods, this is the pistol you want. I've seen it in big agencies in tiny towns. Officers step out steady, and the Glock is always right there. Part of the job. It chews through dirt, sweat, and rain. Gloves, blood, chaos. Doesn't matter. Draw, press, bang. No drama, no surprises. Plenty call it boring. Fine. Boring is what lets you see the sunrise after a night. That should have gone bad. Agencies like the Chilean Investigative Police know it, and so do street cops everywhere. Still want something flashier? Take it past the clean ranges and into the dark. Then you'll see why, in 2026, police trust the Glock 19 Gen 5 with their lives. Every single shift. Every gun on this list got here by earning trust the hard way, but trust never lasts forever. Ask around, and you'll find stories about reliable pistols that choked at the wrong moment, or legends that quietly slipped out of favor after one bad shift. That's the truth nobody wants to admit. Every badge, every holster has a story nobody hears, and the next incident could flip this list upside down. Now, if you've ever bet on a gun and lost, you know how fast reputations can change. If you think your favorite's untouchable, maybe you're just one bad day away from a new lesson. I want to hear your story. Drop it below. Trust is never settled, and the debate isn't over. I'm Steve. Stay ready, because the next surprise could be yours.